Welcome everybody to For Your Consideration Film Review, episode 4. I know we've made it, episode 4. Rinaldo's laughing at me because I was going to shorten the name of the show and do the acronym, but you're getting the full picture today.
Excellent.
I'm Chris. As always, I'm joined by Mr. Rinaldo.
How's it going, guys?
We are once again going back in time and reviewing a film from 1987, the good old Mel Brooks classic Spaceballs. But before we dive into it, how you been, man?
I'm doing well. Let's see. Doing well, not much. I built a playground today for my kids. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Living the life, living the dream. Yeah. We're just
Yeah.
keeping our fingers crossed for our San Francisco Giants and staying out of trouble. So, yeah. And watching this wonderful film, I am trying to grin and bear it for this one.
Yeah.
How did we come up with this one too? We were just
it was kind of like I think we were wrapping up episode 3, and I think we kind of wanted to get away from the action flicks for a little bit maybe, and somehow Spaceballs came to mind, and boy, did it come to mind. And there's a lot to talk about in this movie. I got a feeling I'm going to probably get a lot of haters today. So,
yeah, let's not make this intro as long as theirs and keep the show rolling. Because that's my first note in this movie. Okay. Holy wow. The crawl I expected, the words crawling at the beginning, homage to Star Wars, I get it. I expected that to be long.
Yeah.
However, they finally got like one joke in there and I kind of giggled. And then there's like a 7-minute long pan of the spaceship.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It's funny.
It was funny.
It's also like at that point, you've now repeated the same joke twice. And I noted that like, I felt like it was like 10 minutes. I hadn't even chuckled yet. I was like, what is this? What am I watching?
Yeah, it's a very long spaceship.
Very long.
So like you said, 1987 Spaceballs, right? I don't know if you noticed the rating on this, but the rating was PG.
Yeah.
How the hell it got away with the PG rating is beyond me, because we all know PG-13 happened because of what movie? Temple of Doom, right? Temple of Doom it was Temple of Doom when he rips out the heart, Hadom Shiba, and then takes it out, and yeah.
Excellent.
And it was rated PG. Again, how it was rated PG blows my mind, because back in the 80s, it's almost like caution was thrown to the wind a lot. Because in this movie, before we start diving into it, there is an F-bomb, lots of swear words, lots of sexual innuendos, and it was, PG now is not PG in the 80s.
Oh God, no. You're 100% correct. This would not... I would dare to say this wouldn't even get made now if you tried to submit something like this.
Right.
Mel Brooks is a character, and
I like Mel Brooks. He's funny. He's clever. He's slapstick, but I think he's clever in that way.
Yeah, this might have been the fault in his star.
Oh man.
Look at that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was now about 20 minutes in and questioning what I remembered loving about the film. It's a very rough start, like a very rough start. I just didn't know what to think. Like the kid in me almost felt like my whole childhood was a lie. Like I've held this film in a very high regard because there are a lot of one-liners, but I was kind of like looking around like, oh God, like I used to talk about this being such a good film, and I don't know.
Here. Right. I mean, I was in the same boat. I was in the same boat. Went in ready to watch it, ready to laugh, ready to be like, okay, Spaceballs, do your thing. And there were some one-liners that I laughed at, but it just didn't hit the mark. And we'll get to that in the finale, but it just... We'll work our way through the movie, but it just didn't hit that mark. It's a rough start, but it's a spoof, right? It's a spoof.
Sure.
We all know it's a spoof. So we kind of go in there expecting slapstick comedy,
right?
But Mel Brooks does it really well, and there's some scenes in here that are so fantastic, but they're just not enough to kind of elevate this movie to where I would have elevated it back in my teenage years. And I was 7 and you were 6. So did you watch
Yeah.
this when you were 6?
No, probably not 6, but very close to. I want to say maybe 8, 9.
Yeah,
Obviously grew up a Star Wars fan, and there's a lot of call outs to a lot of sci-fi films from the 80s and late 70s. And
right.
so, yeah, I probably saw this at a way too young of an age because, again, watching this now, and that's probably why I thought it was funny. There's some juvenile moments, and if you're a kid and you like space movies, you're going to enjoy this, especially because you're like, oh, that's like Star Wars. Oh, that's like Star Trek. And
Yeah.
so I get it. He is good. Now, that kind of brings me to my question. Like, you say you like Mel Brooks. Like, I used to think this was my favorite Mel Brooks movie. It's not. It's probably not even like top 3 now. So
Yeah.
what's your favorite Brooks film?
I really like History of the World.
Okay.
That I can remember,
Okay.
right? That was a
Yeah.
funny movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I dare say even I'll go later. I really like Robin Hood.
Yes.
Men in Tights.
Yeah. Yeah. I do too.
That was pretty funny, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, maybe so. It's funny in my head right now, right? But if we were to watch it again, oh, I don't know. What's your favorite Mel Brooks movie?
I would probably say Blazing Saddle still. Gene Wilder just does it in that movie. There's
Okay.
I'm already not a huge fan of Westerns, and so I like that it was spoofing Westerns and how silly those storylines are. So probably Blazing Saddles. I know everyone loves Young Frankenstein, but that's one I've just never been able to like start to finish, sit down and watch, and I'm gonna have to give that another try. But yeah. I'd have to say Blazing Saddles. I do love Robin Hood Men in Tights, though. I mean, it was very funny. I mean, Chappelle, when he wasn't Chappelle, before people knew him,
he was.
Carrie Elways is always. Bless you.
That's my name.
I just keep saying bless you.
That's so good.
And it doesn't. And again, they're probably. Maybe the beat still works for the joke. Now it's hard to say, but yeah, Mel Brooks knows what he's doing. He's good at satirical comedy.
Right. Yeah. Cool. Let's get into it. Let's dive into the first scene. What do you want to call out first?
I just kind of took these. I didn't even go to the first scenes necessarily as so much as I just called out how the filmmaking got away with what it got away with. So I'll let you kind of guide, man. I was very like, wow, PG, being so liberal back then. The jokes, I mean, they use the word asshole a dozen times.
That's my favorite scene in the movie.
Okay. Fair. It is a funny scene, and that's kind of what I took, kind of how I took my notes, because I was getting very, very bogged down with like, this movie is not well done.
It's not. You're right. It's not.
Funny story, it did so well at the box office. Like, it made only $38 million, which doesn't seem like a lot, but you adjust inflation for 33 years and you've got like an almost $100 million movie. So this movie did well. They probably made this on a shoestring budget. Like, obviously, like, the effects don't look amazing. It's not like they really went out balls to the wall. Although, fun fact, all the movies they're spoofing did their sound and their editing and all that stuff. If you watch the credits, Industrial Light and Magic,
I saw that. Yeah, I was just gonna call that out. You're right. Yeah, it was kind of neat. So
yeah, I thought that was cool, and I appreciate that. George wasn't like, oh, you're making fun of my movies, like, so much as like, you're gonna pay us to cut your movie. So,
but
yeah, come on.
You know what he told Mel Brooks? He said, "I'll let you go ahead and spoof my movie, and I'll help you out with it with ILM, right?" Mm-hmm. But there was one stipulation. Do you know what that was?
What was the stipulation?
You can't sell any action figures because they're going to be closely related to mine. You can do whatever you want with this movie, but you cannot sell any action figures.
Yeah, and not to get off on a tangent, actually, but he made a fortune with the Star Wars action figures in the beginning because Fox didn't think that there was anything worth a damn there. And so that makes sense. Probably why there's also that joke, with yogurt towards the end. So go ahead, and since you've got notes based on actual scenes of the film, I'm going to let you kind of guide this, and I'll add color.
All right, I'll call out the first scene, the big ass spaceship. Right? I thought that was kind of funny. It just took forever, and I was like, ha ha ha, kind of funny, all good, right? Then you get introduced to I think it's Dark Helmet a little bit, and then you get introduced to Prince Valium, which I finally got now, Prince Valium, because he was
Right.
always sleeping.
Right.
Right. So
Sure.
that's funny. Whatever.
Sure.
Lone Star and Barf. Lone Star, to me, Bill Pullman was one of the worst characters for me in this movie.
Okay.
It just, he didn't do anything for me. He was kind of an unknown at the time, and I don't know. Fun fact: do you know who Mel Brooks wanted to cast in this movie?
No.
He was gunning for Mr. Tom Cruise and Mr. Nice Guy Tom Hanks.
Really? And
Yeah.
they both read the script and were like, no.
No, you're right. And they said no. So they were able to, he was able to get an unknown Bill Pullman, who ended up being the president in Independence Day. So
Good old Bill Pullman.
Yeah,
that's not one we're going to revisit. We've talked about this now.
Okay. Then we get introduced to just all these different characters. You got Pizza the Hut.
80s callback.
Yeah. It was
so lazy.
It was gross and funny.
Disgusting. The Max Headroom guy that's his henchman.
Yeah.
Lots of 80s call-outs. Lots. But again, it's a sign of the times, but it just makes the movie dated. And so you're like, if you're watching it now and you don't have that frame of reference, right over the head. It just...
Yeah. I have a lot of notes here on Dark Helmet, only because to me personally, if Dark Helmet, Rick Moranis isn't in this movie, there's no way I could watch it. There's no way. To me, Dark Helmet in this movie is the character. He's the main guy. I am biased though, because I love Rick Moranis. I think Rick Moranis is a legend. He's great in this. He's great in Ghostbusters. He's great in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. He's great in Parenthood. He's great in My Blue Heaven.
Keep going. Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors. Yes, absolutely. So he's a legend. He's a legend. To me, he's a legend. So Mr. Moranis, if you're out there, this is an open invitation to come on FYC. We could talk about movies. We could talk about Canada. We could talk about whatever you want. But to me, Rick Moranis is a legend, and I love the guy. Just love him.
My notes say Rick Moranis saving this film.
Yes, absolutely.
He's 100% the only reason to watch this movie at this point.
Absolutely.
He makes it and has all the best deliveries, lines. He takes the jokes to a new level, and that kind of calls to you saying Bill Pullman's not very good in this. New actor, probably just never done a satirical. He just doesn't. The beats don't hit on his jokes.
They don't.
And they just don't give John Candy any good ones, which for some reason blew my mind.
And he's good. I love
him. He's always good. John Candy's amazing.
He's great. Yeah.
But
he's great. I mean, he's great in what? That Great Outdoors. I mean, that's a good one, right? The Great Outdoors.
Uncle Buck.
Yeah. He even had a cameo in Home Alone, which was hilarious. The singing or dancing polkas. Polka.
That's right. I forgot.
Polka.
No. He's fantastic as well. And I felt like he was kind of underutilized, but just being the side character, but especially one just called Barf, such an easy.
Yeah, but what's his real name?
Bartholomew.
See, it's funny. So
because he barks it.
Yeah.
Or howls it, I should say.
Yeah. And then just going back to Bill Pullman, I just, like you said, a lot of the jokes for me just didn't hit.
Yeah.
He has a delivery where they're all in the desert and they're all kind of feigning and and he goes, "When do we get to Disneyland?" And I just thought, oh, that was such an ugly line. I didn't like it. Princess Vespa is another one. I just, Dot Matrix, Joan Rivers.
No, nothing.
So, nothing there.
Other than the call that I wanted to say, she had the light up sign about, the virgin meter. Mel Brooks loves him some chastity, talk. Loves it, And I forgot that was part of this one too. It's maybe it's not every movie. I can't think of. I'm just thinking of Robin Hood Men in Tights specifically, and so that's what made me think of it. But
that's a good movie.
I'm like, God, again with he likes that gag.
I liked Yogurt. Did you like Yogurt?
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. It was cute. I dig the merchandising. Well, it just depends on the sequel. Like
Yeah.
I enjoy that. Like I enjoyed the like very very overtly Jewish like kind of haggling for like I've got
More
wisdom,
money.
also trying to sell you something. So I enjoyed that. I enjoy it more than the emperor character, I guess, if you will. We're gonna call him the emperor. But
Yeah, President Scroob, that was his name.
see, it was just forgettable. Like that, I think plays a very similar role like that. I think in Blazing Saddles, and it's just like okay, like likes to be in his movies. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. All right, let me ask you a question. What was your favorite scene?
Oh, 100%. Rick Moranis playing with the action figures.
When he's
Yes,
okay.
because it's so childish. But again, it's funny because he's supposed to be this, like very scary, ominous bad guy, and he's just in
Yeah.
there playing with his little action figures and doing the voices, and
Yes, no, yes,
no,
no.
No, no, yes, no,
the
no,
voices
yes,
just
no,
kill me,
yes.
and I love him so much in this movie for so many reasons, and that scene just it got me kind of back into the movie again, where I was laughing and like, okay, that's right. I forgot there are some parts that I really love, and that's one of them. So that's probably my favorite.
Okay, all right. That's a funny scene. I really like the asshole scene, where the gunner he's firing across Princess Vespa, and Dark Helmet tells him, "I said a fire across her nose, not above it." And he's like, "Who hired him?" And it was this guy, and Colonel Sanders, who was pretty funny, by the way. Colonel Sanders was funny. I thought his
Another
right hand
80s
man.
callback, right?
Yeah,
I
and he
guess it's
goes,
relevant now, but
"Yeah, who is he? He's an asshole. What's his name? That's his name, Major asshole." And then it just ends up saying, "Great, I'm surrounded by assholes." And he pulls his mask down. He goes, "Keep firing, assholes." I thought that was funny, man. It was
good scene.
hilarious.
It's a
It
good
was
scene.
great. Yeah.
It's very much that Abbott and Costello, like who's on first, and they do another one later in the movie, which also was a good line, but that like very
Where they
confusing,
break the
like
fourth wall.
no, similar, no, when they talk about when they break the fourth wall and they're watching the video, so yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so yeah, I do enjoy that scene too, because yeah, they're how many assholes do we have here, and they all raise their hands. It's good. It's good. And again, when I was 8, I probably thought this was the funniest thing in the world. So
Yeah,
I mean, like
absolutely. Yeah.
you're hearing this bad word, but it's not in a really bad way. And so yeah,
Yeah. When I was a
great.
kid, when I saw that scene that you were talking about when they break the fourth wall
Hmm.
and the Spaceballs direct VHS, and then what's happening in the movie, I had never seen that in a movie before. So as a
Hmm.
kid, you're like, wait, you're watching a movie, but they're filming the movie at the same time. So as a kid, that was kind of like, wow, that's so cool. That's really
Yeah.
neat.
Oh yeah.
And there's another scene where they're fighting, where Lone Star and Dark Helmet are fighting with the Scwartz with the rings, and I forget, Dark Helmet like takes his Scwartz and he runs it across, and you see the cameraman. He kills a cameraman basically. Do you remember that scene?
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought that was funny. They,
Yeah.
they they did it a lot in the movie. So, but as a kid, seeing that, I was like, oh my gosh, that you could see the cameraman and all that. I thought it was kind of neat.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think there had been much of that now. Like they've done it in like Deadpool, and it's done so much more in movies now. But yeah, I loved how they did that. And then when he's trying to understand and like when is then now and like soon, just like not
Yeah,
he's like, sorry, that moment's already passed. Like it's a very good scene. That's very clever the way it's
yeah.
done. And it takes Rick Moranis to, and you're right that I can't remember the guy who played Colonel Sanders in anything else really, but he's really good in it. He's really good as that dry, playing off of Rick Moranis' character. So I did like that guy.
Another favorite of my scene is Yogurt. Is when they go visit Yogurt, and it's almost like like a Wizard of Oz meeting the Great Wizard, right? And they go, Yogurt the Magnificent, Yogurt the Great, Yogurt the Powerful. And Mel Brooks does this so well. He goes, no, 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 I'm just plain yogurt. That's funny. It's funny because plain yogurt exists. I liked it. It was great. I liked it. I like that line. I love it.
Yeah. That's pretty good. It's dry.
It's great.
It's fine. It's whatever. It's just plain yogurt. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, sure. I get it.
it's plain yogurt. It's great. Come on. I
Yeah,
laughed.
it's okay.
The other scene was the comb the desert scene.
Yes.
I remember that as a kid. I'll just always remember the 3 combs, and then the guy at the end, goes, "We ain't found shit." Right?
We ain't found
That's
shit.
the delivery in all the movie. I love that. Like, I don't know why. And it's still funny. And maybe it's because they had comb, and then they had pick. They didn't have a comb.
It was a pick. It was a pick.
And that's the funny kind of part about it. Like they're using half a comb and they're trying to comb the desert with so I appreciate that one still, and I marked that one down because that got me laughing too. And that's one of those lines that I think I hold in high regard so much that like that when I think about the film, I'm like, oh yeah, love Spaceballs. And you start saying, kind of playing off each other, someone who's seen it, and you say that line, you say, some of those other lines that are very memorable that almost made me think I liked this movie way more than I remembered.
Right. Yeah. That's a pretty memorable scene. I remember
such
that
a good
scene.
one.
Yeah, it's still pretty good.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Yeah,
and you got Michael Winslow in it, right? You have Michael Winslow from Police Academy doing the bleeps and the creeps and all that stuff. So it was kind of funny. I mean, that was at his high point. Michael Winslow, right? Everybody knew who he was because of Police Academy.
Yes, my notes say the man is a national treasure. You can put him in wherever. I don't care. And apparently he was so important that he got a credit. Like he got an end credit. Like he had one scene, but they gave him an end credit. So I mean, yeah, you're like you said, height of his career right there with Police Academy and whatnot. And so yeah, I thought it was fun, and it kidded me. I loved the Police Academy movies back then. So seeing him on there, you're like, like he's in it too. And they did get quite a few people.
Which we shouldn't have been watching Police Academy. If you think
that either,
it.
Absolutely,
there's no way we should have been watching Police Academy. And I remember Police Academy 1, 2, 3, right? There's no way.
4.
Yeah, we should have been watching these movies.
No,
it's funny. I mean, you look at it now, but they were rated PG. Well, at least this one was.
Yeah,
PG.
I think a few of the Police Academy movies probably were as well. But yeah, different times, man. Different times.
It's
probably why PG-13 came around. Like you said, these kind of films definitely got away with so much.
Yeah. And then did you see the shot of the Millennium Falcon?
No.
So it's kind of towards the end where after they deliver the princess and they go to the grill, right? The Galaxy Grill. So you see the Galaxy Grill, and then you see like the parking lot where all the spaceships are parked, right?
Okay.
There's a Millennium Falcon parked right there.
Clever.
So yeah, Lucas approved it, and you see it on there. So if you ever go back, just go look at go to Google it, and it's there.
That's cool.
Falcon.
Interesting. Yeah. Didn't catch that.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah. And I actually still enjoy that scene. And I feel like the guy that they use is actually the guy from the original Alien film. He looks a lot like him, but
it was him.
It was him, right?
Yeah, it was him. The whole crew wasn't, even though Ridley kind of looked like Sigourney Weaver.
Yes.
The girl that was in there, she kind of looked like him. Yeah, but it is the same guy.
Right.
I believe it's
but the rest aren't, but they definitely got them to look like it, and they got like the full-on outfit. But I dig that scene still because, John Candy gets a chance to be like, waitress, what did he order? Like, I don't want that. Like, and he's got the tail wagging underneath the woman's dress. Sorry, it's got a mind of its own. Like, John Candy finally gets, a chance to like really like let loose, and I love that. And the alien dancing's funny. Like, come on, who doesn't love the "Hello, My Baby"?
Yeah,
I like that part still.
Mel Brooks, he's Jewish, correct? I believe he's Jewish. So he inserts a lot of Jewish. Just a little Jewish culture in his movies, like the Scwartz, right? The Scwartz is a common Jewish name, and he parodies as the Force. I don't know if you caught this scene, and I had to really dig down. So I'm not gonna fault you if you didn't catch it. There's a scene where Dark Helmet, the Princess Vespa is being captured, and Dark Helmet has Colonel Sanders and like a wannabe stormtrooper by his side, right? And the wannabe stormtrooper, Spaceballs,
the Spaceballs. The helmets here,
yeah. He goes and he's about to go and apprehend Princess Vespa, and Dark Helmet, no, I'll do it myself. And the Spaceballs trooper steps back, cocks his gun, and he says something. I think it's pronounced "Yahom." I don't know if you caught that.
Yes.
And you caught that. So Yahom, I believe, is a German term for affirmative, or like aye, Captain, right?
Oh, okay.
And you see Dark Helmet turn to him like, what the hell did you say? And it's so classic because he's got his helmet all down, but just that slight movement, his stature, his big old helmet, and turns to him, and it's almost like, what the hell did you say? Right? Yeah, it's funny. I thought that was funny, but I had to dig down into it.
Right. So. I did remember hearing that, and I do remember the look, but I guess you would have to really know that.
Right.
Because I didn't catch that. Like, I definitely didn't understand why he looked at him. I was like, oh, okay, well. But good call. Interesting.
Yeah, it was funny.
Like that. And that actually makes it more funny now.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious because, I mean, it's the way Mel Brooks does the joke, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's the princess is from Druidia, and so she's Druish, and so funny. She doesn't look Druish.
Druish, yes.
Yeah, and I got a little chuckle out of that. But another fourth wall moment where John Candy, turns and looks like wink, wink. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yogurt is very overtly like Jewish. Yeah, Mel Brooks definitely likes to do that in his films.
Yeah, so what was it? Lone Star goes, "We'll ever see each other again," and Yogurt goes, well, "Hopefully." It was Spaceballs 2, the search for more money or something like that. So that's funny. He's clever, and he he's allowed to do it because he's Mel Brooks, right? Sure. He's pretty clever. Unfortunately, this movie just it doesn't hold up. So
right, it definitely doesn't. All right, worst line for me.
Yes,
I used to think it was really funny, and now it just I see your Scwartz is as big as mine. Like, it didn't hit or remember. I don't remember it being. I remember it being a lot funnier. I remember it. It didn't. It was one of those that's why I'm kind of marking it down because I'm like it didn't work for me. Maybe I just didn't like Bill Pullman in this movie. I don't know.
Maybe, but Bill Pullman doesn't say it. Dark Helmet says that line. So I feel like I should fault you for that because everything Dark Helmet did was genius.
Almost everything. This movie, there's some struggles.
There's a lot of struggles, not just some. So just to go that was your worst line. I think I already said my worst line, but it was Bill Pullman delivered it, and that was when they're in the desert and they see the yogurt people or whatever they are. They're the what are they called in Star Wars?
The
Jawas. They're the wannabe Jawas.
Yeah.
The ding ding. That's another thing. Whatever.
Like whistling while they work like they're the seven dwarves.
Yeah. And then Bill Pullman goes, "When did we get to Disneyland?" I thought that was like
Yeah. It comes full circle though because Star Wars is owned by Disney now.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. So
comes full circle.
Yeah, and then that's it. And I don't think we talked enough about Princess Vespa. What's her name? Daphne Zuniga. Zuniga, who was also in Melrose Place.
Yes,
because I used to watch Melrose Place. Why I watch Melrose Place, I don't know.
Everyone watched that in 90210.
Did they?
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. You shouldn't have been watching Melrose Place. You're too young.
No, was I?
When it started, probably. I don't know. Maybe not. Teenager.
I just remember Melrose Place. Everybody lived in like an apartment complex, and everybody dated each other, and it was always drama.
Yeah, that's what happens when you become an adult. It's all drama.
Yeah.
Was it a nod to Transformers that like the ship turned into a giant maid that was sucking the air out of Druidia?
Mega Maid.
Yeah,
Mega Maid.
That's what it was. That was just, again, so long in the tooth. but it,
Well, Mega Maid did go from suck to blow. So, or sexual innuendos. So
yes, there's it's a lot. It's the woman calling him on the video screen in the bathroom and her looking down, the plastic surgeon with his hot nurse who he's like just not paying attention to the surgery. There's a lot of it. Mel Brooks in the bed with the two women. Like wow, yeah.
Rated PG. Don't
let your kids watch.
Don't let your kids watch this. Don't. We saw it as kids, and my parents never saw movies like this, so probably that's why I got to get away with it, right?
Yeah.
But there's no way we should have been watching stuff.
I feel like kids would be bored with this these days.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's
not sophisticated enough for them.
It's not. It's dumb. It's dumb. That's kind of all I got. It was kind of like just. I think you kind of hit the nail on the head when you said one-liners. This movie was a lot of just one-liners.
Yeah.
And it's a spoof on Star Wars, and I just, Dark Helmet was kind of like the character for me.
Did your wife watch this with you?
Well, we watched it together. We went in with just, man, we're gonna laugh so hard tonight. It's gonna be great, because she has these memories of, she loved it as a kid,
sure.
Right? And so when the movie was over, we just kind of looked at each other and like, what's going on?
Mine sat with me and started it and had never seen it before, and within 10 minutes she was in the other room. So she just got up and was like, nope.
God, please,
don't even care where this goes. Nope.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
So
no.
That says a lot too. And at that point, I was already feeling like, oh God, like what did I remember about this movie? And did I remember things wrong? But to that credit, Rick Moranis comes in and it changes and saves the day. And every time he's on screen, you're like, awesome. That's what I'm here for. Rick Moranis, if you want to do a sequel to Spaceballs, call Mel Brooks and we'll finance it. We've got like $20. Yeah.
I think I have $5 in my wallet. So 25.
He's got Aviation Gin Ryan Reynolds money now, so it's all good. He's out.
That was such a great commercial. It's so good to see Rick Moranis back.
He's gonna be back for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids show on Disney Plus. So
I hope he's back for like a cameo in Ghostbusters as well as Lewis.
Oh, that'd be good.
Lewis Tully, right?
That'd be cool.
Rick Moranis, man, you have two huge fans here, so
absolutely.
Kudos to you, Rick Moranis, and just you're a great actor, and we love you, and we hope you just come back to act.
And thanks for being in this movie because
you're
it.
You're it. More Dark Helmet. We need more Dark Helmet.
Exactly. She gives good helmet, or what is it? I bet she gives good helmet.
And then Colonel Sanders goes, like shivers. So
good. That's good. That's really good.
Rick Moranis, absolutely.
All right, so I'm gonna say we're gonna go Scwartz. How many?
We're going to Scwartz.
Scwartz, yeah. How many Scwartz are you gonna give this one? Did you go first last time? You might have gone first last time.
No, I think you went first last time.
All right, you're up then, man.
All right, I shall go first, my friend.
Out of 5.
All right, out of 5, right? So 5. So I can't do 5.
I hope not.
I'm not going to do 5. Again, I wanted to be taken back. And unfortunately, this movie doesn't hold up like it used to. Just the jokes are kind of outdated. The spoof is kind of funny, but it doesn't hold up very well. And like we've mentioned before, if it wasn't for Rick Moranis' Dark Helmet in this movie would just fall pretty flat on its face. That's not saying Mel Brooks is a bad director, because I feel like if you're a Star Wars fan, watch it, right? You might chuckle, you might actually laugh pretty hard. I don't know. If you're not a Star Wars fan and you kind of didn't grow up in the 80s or late 80s, maybe you should skip it. I don't know. Give it a shot. If you're a Star Wars fan, you might find it funny. Rick Moranis is a legend. But unfortunately, this is the movie that I have to give. I can only give it 2 full standing Scwartz. So 2 Scwartz for me.
2 Scwartz at full attention.
2 Scwartz at full attention. Again, it's just doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for Rick Moranis, this would probably get a 1 for me.
It's kind of what I was writing for a while, and then there's some saving graces and some good scenes. The fourth wall scene, like you said. So yeah, for that reason, I too give it a full 2 Scwartz salute.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it was definitely writing that line for a long time, and it's never good when a movie feels long, especially one that you hold in high regard.
Yeah.
As a kid, and I wouldn't say it's been that long since I've seen the film. It wasn't like I watched it and then never saw it again, but it's been a while, and you're right, it's with the dated references and whatnot, it doesn't. I can't recommend it. I would just recommend you go on YouTube and find those clips that we've kind of mentioned and watch those scenes, because those scenes are classic, and some of the other stuff is just kind of flat.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Like you just said it, right? The movie itself doesn't hold up very well, but if you YouTube some of those clips, right, they're funny, right? But overall, the movie it doesn't hold up very well. Okay. So even if you had Tom Cruise or Tom Hanks in it, I don't know if it'd be that funny.
It's not going to make it better. I don't think that would have been great. Fun fact, but I don't think that it would have been any better. And I'd like to think that they read the scripts and were like, "Oh yeah, we love you, Mel, but no thanks."
Yeah. So
yeah.
Okay.
Tom's like, I gotta go drive a car in Days of Thunder.
Oh, that was a good movie.
That was a good movie.
That was a great movie.
I want to watch that again. It's a great movie. I love that movie.
We need to figure out what we're gonna do next. Are we gonna do like rom-coms? Are we gonna do something like that? Okay.
Yeah, we could do a She's All That.
What was that movie with Freddie Prinze Jr.? And,
yes, Down to You.
Down to You. We saw that in the theater as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that movie being pretty good.
Well,
ish.
I thought right, because as
We're
we
not
go
doing
down
that
memory lane, I almost feel bad,
Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest is a great movie.
Yes.
So I think, because I remember being a great.
Yeah, I feel like I've been living a lie. Am I in the Matrix? Like, why did I think things are good and they're not? I don't know.
I think we're just getting older, man. We're just getting older, and,
yeah.
Some things just hold up and some things just do not hold up. Unfortunately, Spaceballs does not hold up very well. I'm sorry, people. I really am. And if you're hating on me right now, what I suggest is you go back and watch the movie.
Yes.
Because I hadn't seen it in maybe over 10 years, just clips. So I fully rewatched it, and it didn't hold up well for me. And if it does, let us know, right? Yeah. Let us know. We could be wrong, right? Let us know.
I love a debate about it. Yeah. I mean, again, no one's sitting here saying Mel Brooks is not funny. It just, I remember it being so much funnier than it wasn't. But
so
you be the judge.
Yeah. That's all I got.
That's all we got. We're not going to keep beating a dead ball.
We're not.
It's deflated. Our Spaceballs are deflated. That's where we're at.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That was good. That was good.
So yeah, that wraps it up for the episode this week, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Once again, I'm Chris, and he is
Rinaldo,
and this is For Your Consideration Film Reviews. Talk to you
later, guys. Bye.